Thank you, Jim. Wow, following those three organisations is a tough gig, but here goes. So for the last 30 years, and as Jim said, it is our 30th birthday this year, Lift has presented the stories of the world across London. And over that period, we brought some of the world's most remarkable artists to the capital, presented them not just on the main stages of the National and the Barbican, but in unusual spaces and places throughout the city. Tony mentioned the Sultan's Elephant earlier, that extraordinary, epic moment, and Lift were the co-producers of that project with Artichoke. And it's our 30th birthday. Next month, we're celebrating that with the Sky Orchestra. The Sky Orchestra involves a flotilla of hot air balloons playing a specially composed piece of music designed to stimulate your dreams in the hour before you wake up. Playing from 7 hot air balloons that will float below 1,000 feet across London each morning for six nights in late July. So that's the kind of magic we do. Over that time, we've really tried to open up the hearts and minds of Londoners and engage them with the big issues of our time, of the relationship between the global and the local, of climate change, of migration, of conflict, of understanding the cultures that are nestled in and around us. And we've tried to do that through big, bold and inspiring international theatre. We are of and about London. We are part of this remarkable city, and we create theatre that showcases the world in London and London's place in the world. We have an insatiable appetite for internationalism. We are hungry to know what it is that differentiates us and what it is that unites our cultures. We are a festival. We love the festival model of bringing together our audiences once every 2 years with artists for an extraordinary adventurous journey into the unknown across London. And we are absolutely passionate about theatre, that shared experience, that most compelling art form that can really help us understand the big issues of our time. We are about entertainment, people have fun at our events, but we are also about theatre that has social meaning and social impact, that engages marginalised communities, the stories and voices of the unheard from around the world, and provides a platform for them that empowers people and that empowers individuals. And there's a little picture of hot air balloons, but one of the projects that we presented last year at Nalagas, which we played to sell-out audiences across in Barnet in North London. Nalagas is the only professional theatre company made up of professional actors who are both deaf and blind, and they played for 14 extraordinary performances at Arts Depot in North London. Those are the kind of things that we do. Over the course of the last 30 years, Lift has struck up a very special relationship, really, a special affinity with Canadian artists and Canadian theatre makers. Why? Why is that the case? Well, I think for 2 reasons. Firstly, Canadian theatre has developed quite unique kind of visual and physical style. If you think of the beautiful visual theatre of artists like Robert Lepage, who was first introduced to London by Lift, or more recently, Catalyst Theatre's presentation last year by Lift at the Barbican, an amazing piece of music theatre about the life of Edgar Allan Poe. Or the thrills and spills and excitement of New Circus, the Cirque du Soleil. There's a kind of uniqueness to Canadian theatre which we want to show. But also, and perhaps more importantly for us, there's a body of Canadian artists who are truly committed to working in and revealing the stories of their communities, to providing a voice for individuals and communities, and to provide a platform for empowerment. And I guess, you know, Jim mentioned Haircuts by Children. That was fantastically and kind of wittily evidenced by last year Mammalian Diving Reflex, a Toronto-based company that create work that empowers young people, and that last year presented Haircuts by Children. It is what it says. A group of 8 to 10 young people who are all aged between 8 and 12 worked with professional hairdressers over a 2-week period. And at the end of that period, we threw open the doors of a salon in Hoxton, and adults were offered 3 haircuts by children. And there's probably no better champion of this project than that wonderful dear Donna, who had the most glorious red tint of hair, maple leaf red. And it was a fantastic project. It is because we share these values with our Canadian colleagues that we've committed to such a significant programme of Canadian work, next year. I'll quickly run through it. The world's two most culturally diverse cities are Toronto and London, and we'll be commissioning artists from each city to explore the others and the fabric of their cities. Delighted that Michael Ondaatje looks like he's going to be one of those artists. We are bringing back Mammalian Diving Reflex, who will be running the Children's Choice Awards, children trained as professional theatre critics to run a jury where they hand out the prizes for the festival. We are working to support the visually impaired Canadian writer and performer Alex Bulmer to create a piece of theatre that will take us into the interior world of people with visual impairments. And we are working in 2013 with the Canadian musical royalty, that is the McGarrigles and the Wainwrights, to produce a new piece of music theatre about the extraordinary life of Cassie Chadwick, a great American con artist. So what's the ask? What is the ask? Well, the ask is that all of this work needs dedicated support. It needs a dedicated support of a producer. It needs the encouragement and the implementation of the skills that a producer can bring. So tonight, we're asking for £5,000 as a lead gift, which we will leverage for our 30th anniversary fundraising campaign and through our Trusts and Foundations campaign to make that producer possible who can focus on that Canadian work. I really hope you can support us in going on that journey and bringing some truly remarkable Canadian culture to London over the next couple of years. Thank you.